Welcome everyone to the Real Deal Kahlil Show. My name is Kahlil Manning. I'm a licensed insurance broker, a national licensed insurance broker. I'm located here in the Richmond, Virginia area, and this is the Real Deal Kahlil Show. The purpose of our show is to empower the viewers to understand a lot more about their insurance. There's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of information that's confusing, and insurance doesn't have to be confusing. Just need to understand some of the basics about how certain things work. But more importantly, you need to know what you're paying for. You're paying for certain policies each and every day, and you need to know what exactly you're paying for, especially in these times where um, you know you don't know what can happen tomorrow. There's a lot of craziness going on in the world. People COVID-19 is running rampant, and it's just a lot of uncertainty in the world. And so um, the show was birthed out of the necessity of trying to get information out there. People always asking, how do certain things work, and and they wanted me to put together something like this for a long time because they feel like I kind of try to keep things real simple. I use the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. And I just try to keep it very, very simple, very non-complex. So that's what this show was birthed out of. And also, this show also won't just be about just your regular run-of-the-mill insurance. We're going to have guests on the show talking about health and wellness, lifestyle management, finances, because all of these things are important when it comes to your insurance. Believe it or not, when it comes to health and wellness, you do know you pay more money if you're unhealthy, right? So I'm going to have experts, fitness experts, on different things, different strategies you can do today to get your health back in order, to reduce your premiums. How to stop smoking, how to shed some pounds, because all these things are factors that affect your rates of your insurance. Okay, so that's where the show was birthed out of. So today's episode is going to be um, something very interesting. I'm reading a book right now, and it's called, I'll show it right here. It's called Wealth Beyond Wall Street. Wealth Beyond Wall Street. It's by Brett Kitchen and Ethan Cap. Okay. This book here has really opened my eyes to um, creating wealth outside of Wall Street. As most of you know, Wall Street is very unstable right now. It's a buying frenzy. You can buy at good prices right now, but if you're trying to rely on your retirement to get you through, and using Wall Street as a strategy, you probably should think again. You probably don't want to have all your eggs in that basket. So this book is beautifully written because it talks to you about different strategies that you can implement in your life today that are beyond Wall Street. So if you're not really um, too excited about your money in Wall Street because you're seeing your 401k tank, you're seeing all these investments tank, then this is a book I'm going to encourage you to pick up. Okay, Wealth Beyond Wall Street by Brett and Ethan Cap. I'm not being paid to do this. I'm just telling you it's a great book. Now, our topic today is the one and I learned about this, and I got the idea for this topic from this book. Okay. There's one secret weapon that JCPenny, Ray Kroc, and Walt Disney all implemented that catapulted their businesses to the stratosphere and their income. Okay. They did this one thing and it took their business to the moon. All right. And you're going to learn what that strategy is today. Okay. It's something that the rich have been doing for over 100 years. It's been a long time. They've been using this strategy to create tax-free money. They've been using this strategy to fund their businesses. They've been using this strategy to pay their bills. They've been using this strategy to get ahead and pass down generational wealth. Okay. And what do you think the strategy is? Do you think it's the stock market? Do you think it's starting businesses? Do you think it's agriculture? What do you think? This is going to shock you. Let me see if I can find it in here. Well, I can't find it here, but the answer is life insurance. Shocking, right? Life insurance. Yeah, I didn't even think of it this way. Life insurance is a strategy that the rich have been using for over a century, because life insurance is that one thing that can build cash value, number one. It can build it tax free, number two. You can will it, and it's inheritable. And because it's through an insurance vehicle, it is not taxable. And so the rich have been using this one strategy to build wealth and preserve wealth for generations. But it's been a guarded secret that they don't want to tell you, right? Because if you know their secrets, guess what? You would take some, they believe in this, poverty mentality. If you have some, then they can't have some. It's like this pessimistic, impoverished mentality. If you have some, I can't have. But anyway, I'm going to share with you how they did it, and I learned it from this book right here. Okay, great book. So, JCPenny, Ray Kroc, okay, not Sam Walt, Walt Disney. Here's what they did. Okay, so, and I'm going to put a couple of stats up. For many people out there, they really understand that they need life insurance. Okay, but the thing is, life insurance has been explained, and I'm going to take blame for that. I'm in the industry. As an agent, we've done a poor job at explaining the depth of what life insurance can actually do for a person's life. The only thing we really focus on is death, 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 death. You're gonna die. What are you gonna do when you die? Are you gonna leave money for your kids when you die? Die, 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 die. And nobody wants to talk about dying. Okay, what's crazy about it is in our mind, we all know we're gonna die, but nobody wants to really believe they're really gonna die. We're going to die, but we've been explaining this the wrong way. We've been explaining this from the negative side instead of showing you how you can use it while you're living. So that's the purpose of the show today. So here's a stat, okay? 6 out of 10 people, let's see, owning life. So 6 out of 10 people own life insurance, okay? And those who don't have it, they agree that they need it, okay? I don't know why they don't have it. If they agree they need it, they should get it, but they don't. 132 million people rely on life insurance to protect their financial security. The major reasons they own life insurance, including covering for burial and other final expenses, which is 51% of the reason why they buy insurance. 34% have it because they want to replace lost income. Okay, so example, you have a husband and wife who's married, and then next thing you know, the husband, dies, and now the wife is left with trying to pay a mortgage and a light bill and everything, when it was a 2-person household. Now it's a 1-person household. So a lot of people get life insurance to replace the income that the spouse is no longer going to bring into the house. So 34% of the people get life insurance for that. 26% of the people get life insurance to pay up their mortgage. Okay. Last thing you want is to have 2-person household paying the mortgage, and now, wife with 3 kids, because they don't have that extra income. Now they have to go and rent and just do a lot of unnecessary things. So 26% of the people get life insurance for that. Okay. So, but that's all on the after you pass away side. Here's how you can use it while you're living. So on page 128 of this book. Okay. So I learned about JCPenny. I didn't know this before this. So this is what sparked this conversation today. So when it comes to JCPenny, okay, JCPenny, when he first got started, okay, he started off as a cashier, okay, just like every everyday ordinary person, okay. He started as a cashier. In 5 years, he opened up 2 stores, 2 of his JCPenny stores, okay. By the time, and that was he started working as a cashier in 1898. By the time it was 1912, he had 34 stores. So he was really moving pretty strong. By the time it was 1929, he had 1,400 stores. So he took his business from 34 stores to 1,400 stores in a matter of 17 years. 17 years. So he was really, really doing some big things. But in 1929, they had a stock market crash, okay? And the country went into a depression, okay? So it devastated his stores, destroyed his wealth, and he was in financial ruin. But along the way, during that time, he had built up here's the key, not just a life insurance policy, a cash value life insurance policy. Okay. Some call it like an index universal life, but a whole life cash value policy is the type of policy that does amazing things. So when he was going downhill financially, he took some money, he took a lot of money from his cash value whole life policy, and he used it. It says right here, he used it to pay. He had think about this. He had 1,400 stores. He used his cash value policy to pay his employees, meet the day-to-day expenses, pay payroll, and keep his head above water until they got out of the depression. And from that, he was able to rebound to today. JCPenney is worth billions of dollars. Okay. He used tax-free money from his life insurance policy while he was living. That's the key. You can get access to something like this while you're living to take care of your expenses, build businesses. If you're not getting a loan from the bank, you can use this strategy to get loans from the bank. And you're going to learn about somebody who used money like that to start their business out. So that was JCPenney. So I thought that was amazing to learn that. Okay, JCPenney. The next person is let's see, Walt Disney. Okay. So I went to Disney World about 2 years ago. Amazing place. Love to go back. Customer service is phenomenal. But Disney World, Disneyland, Disney World. What came first? Disneyland, Disney World. Anyway, Walt Disney, right? The Disney Corporation. When they first started, okay, they could not get funding for their business. Okay. They could not get funding for their business because it was a new concept, and early investors thought that, okay, if they invested in a business where they will have adults, they thought in order to get adults in a setting like that, they had to serve alcohol. If there's no alcohol, there's no way you're going to attract this type of this market. Okay, this market requires you have alcohol, and because they didn't have alcohol and some other things that they thought adults would enjoy, he could not get financing for his business. So him and his brother Roy, they were animators, and they had this vision. So after getting door after door slammed in his face and he couldn't get the money, he had the wherewithal to have a life insurance policy that had cash value. So instead of, shutting down his dream, he used his money while he was living, and I keep going to stress that, while he was living, to fund his dream. Many of you right now are out of a job. Many of you right now are looking for a job, and there's no one hiring. Okay. What if you had a policy that is building tax-free money that you can take from loans to yourself, because you're the bank, take money for yourself to fund your dream, right? With the matter of a phone call, say, hey, I need access to $25,000, and you don't have to ask why. Why do I need it? I just need it, right? And if you want to pay it back into your policy, you can if you want to. If you don't, it just gets reduced from your death benefit, okay? But anyway, to fund his business, he uses cash value insurance policies to finance the park. Now, I do understand. I was told that he also had some investors that came on. They must have come on afterwards, but he did have investors. But to initially fund his dream, he used his cash value policy. Okay, so isn't that amazing? Isn't it amazing that you can have access to something like this that no one's talking about? Everything's about death, death. When you die. And that's why most people are not interested in talking about life insurance, because they're like, man, if I can't enjoy this money while I'm living, I don't really want I don't want my wife to, use this money for her next husband. So I heard that before. People don't want life insurance because they don't want their wife's next husband to benefit from it. All this nonsense. Anyway, but you know, this is amazing. Okay, so Walt Disney used whole life insurance to fund his business. Okay, the third person was Ray Kroc. Okay, Ray Kroc. Okay, so you know who Ray Kroc is, right? Ray Kroc is the founder of McDonald's. Okay, so it really started from the McDonald's brothers. Ray Kroc was a milkshake salesperson, and he saw this brilliant concept that the Kroc was the McDonald brothers had put together, but the McDonald brothers didn't have the vision to take it to the next level. Okay, so and I saw if you guys haven't seen the McDonald's story, or it's a movie called Ray Kroc. It's a biography, and I forgot who's the actor playing it, but anyway, I don't know if it's Dennis Quaid. It probably was Dennis Quaid, maybe. But anyway, it's a great story. But Ray Kroc was a shrewd businessman, and he kind of undercut the McDonald brothers, and well, I guess you would say stole the business from them. But anyway, he contractually wrote them out of the business and took over the business and the dream. And he had the dream and the vision to take it to the next level and beyond. But as he was growing so fast that he could not outrun his cash flow problems. So he would build a store and then didn't have enough money to fund it, and he had to get investors to kind of step in and kind of robbing Peter to pay Paul to keep his business and going. So he had, once again, whole life insurance, took loans from he actually had two cash value life insurance policies to get his infant business off the ground. He used that money to create, and what he did, now here's the crazy thing about it. When McDonald's was just getting started, okay, he had to appeal. He realized, if I can appeal to a younger audience, not only can I get the parents in there, but I can have a lifelong devoted customer in the kids. If I can get them hooked to my food now, I can get a 3-year-old hooked to my food until they're 80. That was the goal. So, but he didn't have the money to fund the marketing. So he used his two cash value policies to do what? And that's where Ronald McDonald was born. The Ronald McDonald, right? I guess you call it the mascot of McDonald's, was born from him funding the advertising campaigns from his cash value policies. Okay. So I just found that just totally amazing. So anyway, as we know, long story short, is Walmart is one of the largest fast food companies in the world. How can life insurance fund the business? Okay, well, okay, so Kizzy, so life insurance can be used. So it's not the life insurance death benefit that's funding the business. It's the way the policy is structured. With the cash value, because when you have a whole life policy, you have different type of whole life policies. But anyway, not to dive too deep in the weeds, but you have whole life policies that build cash value. Okay, the way these policies are designed, when you pay money into your policy with these policies, the insurance company, they're a business, right? They're taking all of our money and they're investing it in the market. Okay, and then from the returns that they get and from the market, they give it to the policy holders like you and I, and it's called cash value. So it's building up in this quote unquote savings account that's growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. So you're not putting any extra money to do that. You're just having a policy that has a death benefit, but it has this money on the side that's building cash value. So you can use that whole life policy that's building cash value to do whatever you want to do with it. And there's no filling out a loan application at a bank and asking the reason why you want to do it. Why do you want the money? You just want the money because it's your money. So that's how whole life policies can be used to fund anything you want to, whether you need to pay money down on a mortgage. You need to, for example, I'll give you an example. My grandmother, God rest her soul, she passed away last year. She had a whole life policy and it had some money in it, and she wanted to furnish her house. She wanted to get rid of the old furniture and put some new carpeting down and new furniture down. So anyway, so she did that, and she asked me to, set up the paperwork to get her money out of her whole life policies. Anyway, she took money out. She took about $2,000 out to fund her fix up her house. And no one asked her, what are you using it for? She just says, you want the money. She got the money, and she used the money to furnish her house. Okay, so that's how life insurance can be used to fund whatever you want to. Okay, how much life insurance costs? That's going to depend on a couple of different factors. Excuse me. That's going to depend on your age, your health. Your health is your age and health are the two most critical factors to the price of life insurance. So your age, your income, I'm not the income, your age, your health. Believe it or not, where you're located has a small factor on the price of your insurance. Because if you live in an area that is crime riddled, a lot of homicides, a lot of just bad things happening in the area, there are some policies that would bump that price up just because of where you live. Okay. So age and health are the critical components of the price of life insurance. Also, the type of life insurance you're getting impacts that price too. So if you're getting a regular whole life policy, or if you're getting a term policy, or you're getting an index universal life, or you're getting a all different types of those different variations, those things affect the price of your life insurance. Okay, good question. All right, so to kind of wrap up, like I said before, my industry has done a very, very poor job explaining the value of life insurance. We've been focusing too much on gloom and doom, so much on using the money, the money being left back for kids and grandkids and college and your wife and paying, and to be quite honest, a lot of us who have life insurance, we've never really seen the true value of it while we're living. Okay, yes, it's very noble to leave money back for your kids for education. Yes, it's very noble to leave money for your family so they don't have to beg, borrow, and steal and have and create a what do you call those funds? GoFundMe to take care of you. They don't have to worry about where the money is coming from. Okay. You can take care of them and take care of your responsibilities in the right way. So yes, it's a very noble thing to do that. But at the same time, we do have to understand the power that life insurance can do while you're living here and now. Because I know a lot of you who aren't working right now, you have ideas in your mind. You said, man, instead of me trying to go back to work and having this happen again, man, I wish I had the money to fund a dream. I wish. Well, don't wish anymore. Start now. Get a policy right now and do what you can to fund it so you can have your dreams come true. Have some money, have it build up. Not saying it's going to build up super fast immediately right this very moment. Now it can, depending on how much you're willing to pay into your policy. There are policies that can grow a couple $1,000s every year, depending on how it's structured and designed. Okay, so there are policies that can grow fast, but for the majority of people, if you want something like this, if you want what Ray Kroc got, if you want what Walt Disney had, if you want what JCPenny experienced, if you want those things to fund your dreams, you need to get started now. Okay, if you have questions, you can email me at askrealdealkahlil@gmail.com. That's AskRealdealKahlil@gmail.com. So it's right there on your screen right there. Or you can give us a call at our phone at 804-793-8282. Okay. If you want to be private and confidential, nothing will be shared. Everything stays within house, and we'll just have a good, discreet conversation moving forward. So if you have any more questions, just feel free to let me know. But hopefully you found this thing informative. Hopefully you found this informative. Once again, the book is called Wealth Beyond Wall Street. Once again, I'm not paid for this book, but I've been very inspired about this book. And those are 3 stories I did not know. I did not know that these giants of industry used life insurance to not only start their business but keep their businesses afloat. Okay. Okay. So, all right, guys, listen, it's been my pleasure to be with you all today. If you have any questions, once again, call us or email me. And be well, be safe out there. If you're going out there to protest, please be safe out there. If you see anybody, acting strange, acting crazy, please talk to them. Tell them, we're trying to keep this thing focused on justice. We're trying to keep everything focused on the right thing, keep the main thing. I know everybody's upset. We're all upset about this injustice, but I do believe that our voices are being heard, and if we keep everything focused and passionate, and we keep the riots and everything at bay, I think we're going to have the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. This will pass, and we'll get through this together. So it's a pleasure being with you all today, and reach out if we can help you out. Be well, be blessed.